with the Southeast region seen as a key stake in politics in Nigeria. How does the APC plan to wrest the region out of the hands of the powers that govern those states there? Well, the party, the All Progressives Congress, says it has eyes on the Southeast zone as a prize ahead of the general elections in 2019. Well, let's talk regional politics now. Joining me from our Abuja studio is the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Ifatu Obi Okoye. And joining us via Skype from Port Harcourt is the State Chairman, Enugu Chapter of the All Progressives Congress. Thank you for joining us on the program. Well, let me start with you, Ms. Obi Okoye. The Anambra governorship election is coming up in a few months' time, and the All Progressives Congress says it's determined to take over power from APGA. What do you make of this?
That's really... you can notice the smile in my face, and it's a tall order for APC, I must tell you. There is a peculiarity about Anambra politics. From the distance, you may not understand it. You recall that as far back as 1992, when the rest of the East went for NROC, it was Anambra that went SDP. In 1983, when the Enugu part of the old Anambra state voted for CCO no, and their party then, MPN, the current Anambra state still stayed faithfully to MPP. So as it were, currently Anambra is controlled by APGA. APGA is not a political party like every other political party. In Anambra, there is a passion about APGA. And the forces that motivate and control and stimulate the process of APGA, those forces are beyond pure partisan politics. They may be ecclesiastical. That could be your guess. They may be cultural. That is also your guess. But one thing I want to tell you is that APC is not and has never been a factor in reckoning as far as Anambra politics is concerned. Before now, we used to have a band of followers of Dr. Chris Ngige in ACN. Those band of followers have today metamorphosed into APC, with a few new people who have joined them. I will tell you that this election is going to settle a number of issues. There are politicians in Anambra State. The people of Anambra State have been looking for the opportunity to settle and retire politically.
Okay, just a moment, Mr. Fatu. Let me bring in the APC State Chairman, Enugu State, Dr. Ben Moye. Dr. Moye, you had what? You are the State Chairman in Enugu for the All Progressives Congress. A number of members from your party have defected to the People's Democratic Party in the state. Do you think the APC's quest to take over the Southeast region, not just your state, do you think it's a tall order?
I beg to differ. The fact remains that the Igbos have come to realize their mistakes in the 2015 election. And what you saw happening yesterday was a panic move orchestrated by people in the PDP who wants to continue to deceive the Igbos, believing that they can play regional politics. We are beyond that. The entire who is who in the Southeast politics have all come to the realization that the agitation for Igbo presidency in 2023 cannot be actualized by a party that exists in one small state, cannot be actualized by youths making violent utterances on the street, that APC is the only party through which the Igbos can come back into the main line of affairs in this country.
Let me ask you, Dr. Nwoye, when you say the main line of affairs, does it include Anambra State, or is Anambra State excluded from your plans as a party?
No, absolutely. Anambra State, if you look at Anambra State, the governor has been boxed into a corner. He's alone. He's on his own in that quest for APGA governorship. He will be out in the next, just this year, he will be out. The entire who is who of Igbo land are all converged in doing one thing and one thing only. This year will be the beginning of that particular movement to turn Southeast from PDP hold to APC. And the first test is the Anambra election.
Mr. Okoye, do you agree that Governor Willie Obiano has been boxed into a corner?
Funny. I must tell you that the young man does not appreciate the dynamics of Anambra politics. Coming from Enugu as it were, it will even be more difficult for him to appreciate the things that happen in Anambra State. What I must tell you is that what he's reading out sounds like the kind of thing I heard in 1983. When the businessmen of the old Anambra State were jumping into MPN for mercantile reasons, for the same story that we are hearing, that we want an Igbo president. And at the end, what happened? The electorate in Anambra is completely different from what he may understand. And I must tell you, on election day, every person must go back to his polling area. All the so-called big names, including former governors who recently lost senatorial election twice, including former governors who had become completely irrelevant in Enugu politics. These are the people that are converging in Anambra, creating, as it were, the stakeholder big name. That does not play any role in Anambra politics. When the time comes, the factors that determine Anambra State, the factors that are so alien to an outsider, will play out again. And APGA, that is so entrenched at the grassroots. The last governorship election, even the Minister for Labor, as popular as he used to be, could not score as much as 100,000 votes in Anambra State.
Okay, that's a good place to take a moment, Mr. Obi Okoye. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll get some more perspectives into this matter. Stay with us.